Hello, everyone. I am Cody Orm,
And I'm Phil Brown.
and we are showing off some Nier gameplay.
We sure are.
So this is, I know it's called First 15. This is a little bit past the first opening cinematic. We want to kind of save you that surprise. What's really interesting about this title is it kind of mixes a whole bunch of different genres. So it's a JRPG at heart, but you can see here it's got that top-down, almost dual-stick shooter vibe for it as well. Earlier in there's some bullet hell mech suit action. It's got a lot going on. And right here, you're just taking on some robots. So you play as an android, and she is on a mission, I guess, of sorts.
That's how androids tend to do it.
Yep. And during the mission, her and her fleet get attacked, and she's the last one remaining.
Okay.
So she has to kind of meet up with, at least that's where we are right now. She has to meet up with the rest of them.
Right. So it's a one-woman army situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we met one android, but that's about it.
Okay.
And so yeah, this is a big manufacturing planet full of robots that don't like you. There's some pretty sweet boss battles. Literally, as soon as you land, there's a boss battle.
Finally.
And yeah, the rest of so it's kind of cool because there's a bit of the sword play, like melee combat, and then there's your little robot that's following you around that works as a light machine gun and also a bit of a heavy as well.
Cool.
So right now I'm just using my sword.
Yeah, this seems pretty action-packed for an RPG.
Yeah, it's really, it's weird. Elias in his review actually mentioned that genre titles are really just a means to sell a game at this point, because they blur the lines so much.
Yeah.
Every game borrows from each other. So you see, I use the heavy to kind of wipe out those.
Yeah.
It would have been too overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
But these are just kind of nothing drones.
Right.
But they are causing a bit of a headache.
Right.
But yeah, so you have your light attack and your heavy attack. To be completely honest, I didn't use my heavy melee attack very much.
No.
But that's just my style of gameplay.
Yeah.
I think it's better to get a bunch of smaller hits in than leave yourself open for one big hit.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to kind of make some space and all that jazz.
Fair enough.
So we gave this game a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, which is remarkably high.
Yes, that is.
Do you feel that was justified?
Well, okay, so I only got this far in.
Okay.
So this is me playing. This isn't Elias. I've only, by the time this video ends, that's as far as I got into the game.
Okay.
So far, it's a really strong title. I can't really say if it's a 10 out of 10 or not.
Yeah.
I can't really give it a score.
Yeah.
It's very anime inspired.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's very Square Enix at the same time. Square Enix has been on a bit of a roll lately.
Yeah, the last couple of years have been insane for them.
Yeah, when you think about, they have the Hitman franchise, and Final Fantasy 15 was really well received, and they opened up Tokyo RPG Factory, and they made Aim Setsuna, which
you're a big fan of.
I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
I was one of the higher scores for that, but it was still well received, especially for a smaller title. They just opened up another studio headed by one of the producers from what's the game called? The Tales series.
Okay.
So they're riding high right now, and they got that game coming out on the Switch as well. So Nier is their first kind of big title for 2017, and it looks like they're picking up where Final Fantasy left off.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, I don't know. I guess you're not a big RPG fan, so
I am not, no, but I have to say it's mostly because I don't recall RPGs generally being this action-packed right from the get-go, so I may have to change my strategy on this.
Yeah,
although I'm not a big fan of like farming for stats, you know what I mean?
I don't think that's a big deal here.
Okay.
At least from what I've seen, it seems like it's a little more just actiony.
It's a little more streamlined.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
But I could be wrong.
Okay.
But it's interesting because the first Nier wasn't well received.
No, was it not?
And our resident Square Enix fan, Lisa Muir, or Lisa Awesome.
Yep.
She told me that like the fact that they're making this is a huge shock.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it's a bit of a redemption story. I think you have a game that no one thought a sequel would happen for from the studio that's actually doing it is Platinum Games.
Oh,
so
bizarre.
they did the Star Fox game you reviewed that
that I really liked.
and you seem to be the only one.
I was the only one, yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of a bit of a redemption story for them too, because Platinum Games, despite being beloved for most of the late 2000s and into the early 2000s, they've been on a bit of a weak trend. They had that great what was it called, Transformers title,
Right.
and then after that they followed it up with that horrible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
That was just it was Mutants in Manhattan, and it was unfinished.
Yeah.
And you could blame the studio, you could blame Activision for probably rushing the game, which is what I think happened. But it's kind of nice to see that they still got it, because it was kind of scary for a while there. Even they had Scalebound, which was supposed to be that Xbox One exclusive,
Right.
with the dragons and everything, and that got canceled. So yeah, it's a feel-good story, I think.
Yeah, this seems to be bringing them back on top. And by the way, they shouldn't feel bad for that Star Fox game. That was great, and people don't understand.
Well, I mean, before that they had Bayonetta 2, so I mean,
That's true, and Bayonetta 2 was fantastic.
Exactly,
So as far as I'm concerned, those are the two best games, two of the best games for the Wii U, which unfortunately no one played because they were on the Wii U.
yeah, I mean that seems to be the case with Platinum Games. They had they made Mad World for the Wii.
Oh, that was such a great game.
Yeah, so they have a bit of a reputation for being a great studio that for one reason or another people don't buy them.
Yeah, just bad luck, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think with when you look at something like Mad World, it was just a case of bad timing.
It was bad timing.
system. I think if Mad World came out as a downloadable game for like the PS3 back in that time,
Yeah,
I think it would have been a huge success.
for sure. Or if it'd even come out closer to launch before the Wii had essentially been abandoned to casual gaming and nothing else.
I think if right out the gate that they established this is a hardcore game console and you can find stuff like this, that might not have happened. That's a very good point. But it's interesting because this is a little more. It has a little more depth than some of their other outings. So it's kind of new territory for them. I can't recall a lot of classic Platinum Games RPGs, but
Again, it doesn't seem very RPG-ish.
it does
what
seem
I'm seeing
to.
So far.
It does borrow heavily. There we go, from games like Devil May Cry and even Bayonetta a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a Bayonetta vibe when you said that they were responsible for that. It wasn't super surprising.
Yeah, but here we go. Here is one of the big boss battles. I don't even think this is a boss battle per se. This is leading into a boss battle.
Okay.
So a mini boss, pre-boss.
Okay.
But this is kind of what you can expect in terms of scale and size.
Oh wow.
No, I should note that there are open elements. This is just the literally the opening, not the opening, just past the opening scene. So,
Right.
this is the second boss battle in what is essentially like 10 minutes.
Right out. That's intense.
Yeah, so you got these big drill things
Whew.
kind of coming at you. Yeah, so obviously there's a dodge, heavy, and weak attack. Here you got to kind of break the little claw diggers there.
Right.
Well, the problem is now there's two of them. You fought one of these earlier in the game.
Oh, I see.
And it was fine. But now that there's two, it's a little bit more of a handful.
Yeah, no kidding.
They go in opposite directions. But it's got that classic game game vibe, where if you follow the patterns enough, you won't have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's the big part. You just gotta wait it out, and they'll hurt themselves eventually.
Right. It is very pretty, I have to say.
That's the other thing too. For a while, Square Enix games were the standard for what every game should look like. And then somewhere in the PS360 generation, that kind of stopped. But man, you look at some of like Final Fantasy 15 and now this, and it's just they're back.
Absolutely.
Visuals are are very important to them again, and it's really nice to see because Square Enix has this style that no other company can really replicate, even though they try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're hugely influential.
But yeah, so they stall, you attack, and at the end of the day, they hopefully blow up.
Well, I mean, you're a person. They're just big saw wheels. I would hope you'd be able to kind of beat them.
Well, technically, you're an android.
Oh, right.
You're just as mindless
I
as
take
them,
it all
man.
back. Then who cares at this point?
There's no winner.
Mm-hmm.
There's no humanity.
Just one more machine against another.
I will say, though, the scale of this game is just fantastic.
It's really impressive, yeah. Especially if this is like an introductory boss battle. One can only imagine where it goes from here.
Yeah. But anyway, this is going to lead into the next boss battle, and we will wrap it up here. I hope you and everyone enjoyed this little preview. For more content like this, don't forget to check out cgmagonline.com, where you can find Elias Blondo's review of Nier Automata. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Don't forget to check out CGMag Online for our Twitter handle. You can follow us there. And obviously, you're on our YouTube channel right now at CGMag Online. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody_Orm.
I'm at that Phil Brown.
And we will see you next time.
And listen to our podcast.
Oh, yeah, we'll probably be talking about that, too.